Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the NPC Entertainment. This is going to be a football episode, so this is our first time ever doing this. It's probably going to suck absolute shit, so bear with us. We'll kink this out as we go. Yeah, we're all dumb as fuck. I wouldn't listen to anything we say anyway. But with me today, I have Jayden with me. Jayden, how are you doing today?
Oh, just great. So glad Byron Leftwich is gone.
Yep, he is in fact a bum. I'm Neil, by the way. I didn't mean to mention that. I'm currently depressed because the Chargers blew the biggest playoff lead. Well, I think it was the biggest playoff lead in NFL history. I don't quite remember the fact on that. But also with me today, I have two men who are probably thoroughly entertained with all the Broncos news and the rumor mills that are pouring out right now. I have Cody and Tanner. How is the Broncos Nation feeling today?
I am pretty freaking happy that Hackett's gone, but I'm not ready to give up my whole future plus more for someone who pays players to hurt other players. I don't know.
I think we'll get into that today. Tanner, how are you feeling on the Broncos side of things?
Yeah, that report's false.
Yeah,
he's still not Hackett, but Peyton's a Bronco, basically.
Basically, yeah.
But official.
Yeah,
which means Joel Lombardi is also a Bronco, which I cannot wait to get into. But this weekend we have several beautiful NFL matchups. We have a big key matchup in Buffalo. I think that's the game of the week for pretty much everybody. That'll be Buffalo versus Cincinnati. I guess I'll start with Jayden. What is our overall thoughts with the Bengals and the Bills? So they didn't get to play a full game, obviously, earlier in the season, but with the first full game, what are we going to see this weekend, you think, from them?
I think this week it's going to be a very interesting thing. Of course, they sadly DeMar Hamlin versus, big ups to my man. I'm glad he's okay now. But, of course, that canceled the Bengals-Bills game, which would have been a very great way to see what we're going to see this weekend. But I think this game is going to be great. I think we're going to see Joe Burrow really step up into his role as the Bengals quarterback and franchise quarterback. And I think he's going to come into Bills territory, and I think he's going to tear it up.
Yeah, I think what thoroughly pissed me off was seeing a lot of Bengals fans that thought that game was completely over in the first quarter when they were up 7-3. When that should happen, and the Bengals think now, Bengals fans think that they just have a team way better than the Bills, and that was for sure a victory. I don't think that's the case at all. I think the Bengals are going to be absolutely embarrassed. That's just my side of things.
Yeah, but hold on. Now you got to remember one thing real quick. Joe Shiesty, he's different when it comes time to the playoffs. It's just he's a different breed.
Say that again.
He is.
Yeah, that was
no,
really
Joe
bad.
Shiesty. Joe Burrow.
Oh my God.
Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Horrendous.
Neil, shut the fuck up. Josh Allen has made way too many mistakes in key moments.
That's true.
The Bills
Bengals
struggled versus
dealing with injuries,
okay.
especially to their offensive line.
Yeah, so the Bills offense and defense both struggled versus the Miami Dolphins, who didn't have Tua. Now you go in, you have a guy named Joe Burrow who can actually deliver it to his guys. You got T. Higgins, you have Jamar Chase, you have Hayden Hurst who's been cooking, you have Joe Mixon, who's not a great pass blocker, but guess what? When you hand him the ball, he's going to be gone. He's going to find those holes, he's going to blast through it. That's who he is. And they also got Samaje Perine, who is a threat out of the backfield. The Bengals just have this all-around offense who I feel like can basically stop anyone. It's just a matter if that defense can lock up who they're going against. Because they did struggle versus the Ravens. Then again, there's a division rival. Huntley is pretty good. It was just stupid mistakes by the offensive play calling. But if the Bengals can catch up on defense, they could beat anyone. Eli Apple has to step up. He needs to stop being a bum. Fucking burnt toast over here. And yeah, that's what's going to need to happen. You can't let Diggs beat on Apple. And if you are, have someone over the top. Have someone help him out, because he will get burnt by Diggs. But once Apple locks up and that whole defense locks up with him, Bengals will be unstoppable.
Weren't we just saying, though, that Josh Allen led the league in interceptions? That wasn't his fault? I feel like a lot of the turnovers...
But he also had a lot of fumbles, too. He also led the leagues in fumbles.
I suppose, but I mean, that's going to come with somebody who actually uses his legs and is designed to do that. I mean, I don't know. I think the Bengals, like you said, they did struggle against the Ravens, and yeah, the Bills struggled against the Dolphins, so it goes both ways, but I don't know.
It's like the Ravens are more of a respectable team to struggle against.
I don't know if I even have that as my matchup of the week, to be honest. I almost like Cowboys-Niners more, but Bills-Bengals is still really fun.
I just think it's going to be neither of those teams who represent the AFC. It's going to be from the other divisional matchup. Whoever comes out on top of there will.
So the Chiefs, basically.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is undefeated on Saturdays.
Then again, it's the Chiefs.
The only stat that matters. Yup.
Exactly.
No, I actually think the Jags match up pretty good against the Chiefs, though.
No, they definitely do. Because the Chiefs gave up 33 points per game, which is the highest in the NFL, but they did come in second place in sacks with 55. Granted, the Eagles had 70, so it's kind of like not even close. But if Kansas City can rush the passer and get to the quarterback, then it's game on. If they can't get to the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence is cooking.
These are the same Chiefs that went to overtime with the Texans and barely beat. Lost to the Colts, by the way. Yes, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, regular season doesn't matter anymore. Now, my thing about it is we saw this exact same Bengals team almost go to LA and win a Super Bowl last year. Now, my question, guys, is the upgrades in the trenches this year for Joe Burrow going to be the defining factor if they make another run to the Super Bowl?
I mean, there was no upgrades in the trenches. Everyone's hurt. Yeah. So, I mean, he's basically playing with the worst offensive line, but doing better.
I think they have a worse team overall. That's why, especially if they get to the Super Bowl, there's no shot they're beating the 49ers. I don't think there's a chance at all, like in any way, shape, or form, that they'll be able to do anything to that defense.
I mean, I think we're forgetting that the Bengals were mere inches away from being eliminated.
No, that's true. They could have won that Super Bowl very easily last year.
He's talking about last
year. They could have, but the LA Apple cooked too hard.
For real.
A little bit.
I think they're.
I mean, then again, it is Cooper Kupp. You said the Bengals' offensive line's cooking?
Oh, yeah, they were definitely cooking in that Super Bowl, bro. Come on.
I mean, yeah, they were.
They did a lot better than they were all season, that's for sure.
They were
average, oh no.
I mean, yeah, you performed. Guess what? You're one of the top two teams who played in that game. I mean, you would hope the offensive line did something, you know? But no, I don't think their offensive line's going to do... Like, their offensive line didn't improve much. Go ahead, Neil, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So Micah Hyde's out for sure this weekend?
Yep.
I guess that's a pretty big deal, too. I don't know. I just find the Bengals so corny. I don't know. The whole them being mad about the coin flip thing was extremely corny to me. Like, just beat the third string quarterback of the Ravens, and then there's no coin flip. Like, why are you being so fucking nerdy about it? I don't know. I find it was extremely just weird. Like, there's no what else did you want the NFL to do? Like, just say, okay, you're in. Here you go. We'll give you guys the 2 or the 1 seed no matter what. I don't know. I just think it was a little weird. So I'm kind of hoping they get what's coming to them, and I hope the Bills win. But I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, my girl's a Bills fan, so it's like I'm rooting for the Bills, but at the same time, dude, just the Bengals are just different. This Bengals team, I think they can beat them.
Yep.
Listen, I think, like my buddy Cody here said, I think Joe Shiesty is him in the playoffs. I think we're gonna see a great game from him.
Oh no, I think it'll be a great game. I think for sure it'll be close, no matter what.
For sure. I think it really is gonna come down to how each defense really reacts to how the other offenses are going at work. Because we know both of these quarterbacks, they're known. I wouldn't say they're. Josh Allen's basically a known quantity. You know he's gonna cook. I mean, Joe Burrow always cooks in big games. I really do think it's gonna come down to how the defenses are cooking up how to stop these quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think that's completely fair because.
Though I favor the Bengals, I think the Bills might have a better defensive plan.
Yeah, so I was actually just reading this thing today. So out of the top 5 quarterbacks who have +5 wins in their playoff history before they turned 26 or before they turned 27, it was Terry Bradshaw's on that list. Cam Newton, Joe Burrow was number 3, I believe it was, and I forgot who the other guy was. But all of those guys made the playoffs. I mean, made the Super Bowl the year that they turned 26. Cam Newton was the only one who lost. Joe Burrow just turned 26 a couple weeks ago. So that's another thing I look at too, because history repeats itself. I can say that over and over and over again. Because you look at the Colts, right? This is just a weird statistic out there. But every year that they have drafted a running back in the first round after 2000, they won the Super. They won the Super Bowl that year, or they went to the Super Bowl. And that's just like the weird things that happen with just stuff just repeats itself. So it's like, oh, if a coin flip lands on its heads at 12:03, then these guys are going to win because it's happened like that. You know?
I just don't like the Bengals out of the AFC right now. I think the Jags are an absolute buzz. I mean, if they get the Chiefs, then probably the Chiefs can't beat the Bengals to save their lives. But I just think the Jags are buzzsaw right now. Like, they are hot. They are on absolute fire. They can run the ball. ETN is getting like 6 yards a carry in the second half of the season. They're not making really any mistakes on offense besides the first half against the Chargers, which they completely adjusted and looked absolutely unstoppable in the second half. And then defensively, they're almost the same as their offense in the second half of the season. In the beginning of the season, their pass defense was atrocious. It was, I think, like the 30th worst, and it was hard to come up from that. But in the second half of the season, it looked a lot better. It's at least average now. I don't know if... I mean, obviously the Jags are beatable, but it's going to be tough because they are so hot right now. Very sexy.
Are you just saying that because they absolutely put you in
I
emotion?
am coping a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear the cope, but I mean, you have good points, but honestly, I think that Chargers game was very winnable. I think the ref that followed Joey Bosa should be looked into, fired, fined, everything. I think that was absolute bullshit.
He's from Michigan, by the way.
Oh, naturally.
You know where Joey Bosa went to college?
Where'd he go to college?
Ohio State University.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
A little funny, isn't it? That's weird. That's coping though on my end, but natural.
Fuck Michigan.
No, I mean, legitimately, I think that.
Oh no, it was really he followed him off the field.
Yeah.
Like Joey Bosa said something. It was like a word. It couldn't have been that bad. And then he walked past, and then the ref came running back to him, got in his face, and then threw the flag. I don't know. It was pretty weird. I don't think that cost us the game or anything.
I really think. Cost you?
There were other things, but
but I think what really cost you the game was the missed false start, and then Joey Bosa getting a flag to let them go for 2 from the 1.
Yeah, the missed false start was pretty bad.
It was horrendous, and I think I understand where Joey was in that moment. I would have been pissed too, but I think, I mean, you can't ponder on it. Hindsight's 20/20, but that just stinks.
It is what it is. The Chargers weren't going to win a Super Bowl with Joe Lombardi as the offensive coordinator anyway. That just wasn't going to happen. That's
not what you said a few weeks ago.
That's exactly what he said.
A week leading up to the game.
Yeah, because you're supposed to hype your team up, Tanner. You wouldn't know about that. Your team didn't make the playoffs. Let's go next.
I know. You're going to know what it feels like next year with Joe Lombardi as your offensive coordinator. I can't wait for that. But
now Joe Lombardi goes to the Broncos. I am willing to bet my life savings on it that Joe Lombardi will not be on the Broncos next year.
We'll talk about that later. All right. I think, let me look here.
How about the NFC division matchups? You know, you got the Eagles versus Giants. Those are division rivals. Wow, I can't talk today. And then you got the Cowboys and 49ers, who the 49ers are going to sweep the Cowboys. Just brutally, intensely kill them.
No, I agree. Let's start with the Giants-Eagles, and I think we really got to start with the Giants. I think that somehow the Giants have found the second incarnation of Eli Manning, except this time he can run.
I wouldn't even say that Daniel Jones can run. It's more of it's the plays that they can call for him, and it's just they see Daniel Jones back there. It's like, oh, that guy's not going to take off. Next thing you know, Vanilla Vic over there is taking off, rushing for more yards than Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's one thing the Eagles got to do. The Eagles led the league in sacks this year. They were like 2 away or 4 away from breaking the all-time record, which they probably could have done. But hey, I'm just gonna whatever. But yeah. All you have to do is contain Daniel Jones, send some heat on him, cover Barkley, and it's game over. Their defense is locked up, and I don't think they'll beat them. Because there's one game this year that they was even remotely close. But the Giants only scored 14 points.
No, I think that's actually my personal game of the week. I think I don't know, that's such a beautiful matchup of a New York fan base versus a Philadelphia fan base. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. Like, that would be it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. And yeah, I think where the Vikings messed up was they would not cover Saquon running a flat. like the entire game. Like whenever nobody was open downfield, it would just be a dump or a run, like you said. And Saquon would just be able to run willy-nilly wherever he wanted to because they just wouldn't cover him and he'd get 10 yards. Like it'd be completely easy for the Giants to move the ball. It was just, I don't understand why the Vikings didn't make the adjustment, but they also just fired their defensive coordinator today, so I guess they didn't understand why either. But I don't know. The Giants are another one that are really hot, and I personally think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Eli Manning, so I think the Giants have a better opportunity here. I don't know.
I do agree, and I think another thing on the flip side, on the other offensive side, is Jalen Hurts going to be 100% for this game?
I don't. Maybe like 85.
Yeah, 85.
He hasn't played like about a month.
85, but after the not steroid shots, but the painkiller shots and all that, I think he'll be feeling pretty good.
I mean,
I don't know.
He might be loopy.
He's had a few weeks now.
That's what I'm saying. He might be. I'm saying, is he going to be rusty? That's what we really need to think. Is this man?
True.
Is he going? Because this is playoff football. You don't want to be rusty in playoff football.
No, that's true. Might be a little slow to start, but I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are going to have too much of a problem moving the football. I wouldn't imagine. I don't think it should be that much of a holdup.
It's true.
I don't know. It's another one where if this isn't a close game, that would utterly shock me. Like two teams that definitely don't like each other at all. Like divisional games are never going to be blowouts. Very rarely are they, even in the regular season. Like, and then in the playoffs, that's just amplified to a whole nother level. I think I do have the Giants though winning in a close game. I don't think it'll be on Hurts as to why, but I don't know. It's again just like the Jags. I think the Giants are just hot. Like they're stopping stuff and they're scoring when they need to. They're very clutch. They're not just giving up 27 points, in a third and fourth quarter.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I'm really up in the air about that. Because I think it's either going to be I think it's going to be a blowout by the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're going to, I think they're going to stomp on the Giants.
I think that's absolutely
insane
in my opinion. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a shot in hell that's going to be a blowout. I think
can't see it being a blowout.
What's the 1, 2, 3? The only game I could see being a blowout is probably Cowboys-Niners. Just because the Niners are that much better, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to know what to do with Debo and Kittle, and then Purdy is the next Brady.
The Cowgirls.
Yeah, you're mad they just stomped on the grave of Tom Brady in Tampa. Be quiet.
No, listen here. Let me go on a Cope rant right here, okay? Not only did I know that the Cowgirls were going to come into Tampa and put us in the grave, I expected it. Because I knew that Byron Leftwich, by the way, one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league, how are you going to have Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin, and you're going to run the ball up the gut 3 plays in a row, every down with Leonard Fournette? That's beyond me. I'm not an offensive coordinator. Maybe bro was cooking in his head. I don't know.
Also gave up like 30-something points, so...
Our defense was on a whole different level. Todd Bowles is one of the most conservative coaches in the league. It's very wild. I think bro just likes... I think, honestly, what he does is he'll punt the ball on 4th and short just so he can call defensive plays. I'm dead serious.
He just likes the defensive side.
I think he really does. I really do think that he calls punts on 4th and short.
We got a turnover.
Yeah, Brady threw a pick. Let's go.
Yeah, I really do think. If you look at it, man, conspiracy theorist time. Look at Brady in the 4th quarter and how he cooks.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, bro. All of a sudden,
hey Tom, can you divorce your wife? Play really crappy at the end of the season, dude. I really just want to call defensive plays. I hate this.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't tell Brady that, but I mean, like, go look at that Cowboys game and tell me.
How about that? What route do we think? What route do we think the Buccaneers are going to go at with quarterback?
Kyle Trask, 0-17 season, riding it out.
So you're going for Caleb Williams, you think, then?
I hope.
In 2024?
I think that, or maybe we pick up one of these veteran quarterbacks in free agency, because, like, I think a retool is not necessarily a bad thing for the Buccaneers. I think if we pick up a Garoppolo or a Baker Mayfield to hold over for a year, maybe we let Trask cook. Nah, Brady.
This is my hot take.
Brady's in. Brady's already in Las Vegas, bro.
Yeah, Brady's gone.
Ready? Check it. So, Brady goes back to New England. Belichick trades Mac Jones to Tampa to get Mike Evans and Gronkowski. So the trade on Mike Evans, probably a few picks. Because Mike Evans is on the back end of his contract. He's getting gold. Gronk wants to go wherever Brady goes.
Cody, hold on, pause. This is you assuming Bill Belichick is a good GM.
No. It's a hot take.
I understand, but this is hinging on the fact that Bill Belichick is, in fact, not a good GM.
No, we'll see what happens. But I'm saying, if I'm the Pats GM, yeah, I want to go in for that Tom Brady's last Super Bowl. I want him to go on top.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, you go ahead and you get the Patriots as top wide receiver. You get him Gronk, who didn't drop off the face of the earth. It was just Byron Leftwich didn't use him. He wanted to go other ways. He didn't make any plays where Gronk would be the main guy. And that's what kind of sucked for him, and it was sad to see him retire. But I think he's going to come out of retirement. He's going to go to New England with Brady. Belichick needs to trade Mac Jones to Tampa, and Tampa will have their quarterback. They can either rebuild with him, or maybe the QB of the future, whatever. I don't care what they do. But it's what New England's going to do, though. And I think Mike Evans in New England will be sexy.
That is great and all, but you're forgetting one thing. Mike Evans is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise, and I hate to say
that's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
They trade Mike Evans. I think you will see riots.
Tampa will literally be... Tampa will be in fire if Mike Evans is not a Buccaneer for his entire career. I promise.
I think you will see burning streets.
The streets will be on. Mike Evans, hot take. You will never see Mike Evans in another uniform.
I think that's fair to say. That'd be a lot for them to trade. I think what I could see for the Patriots instead of that, I could see them. I mean, I know the Raiders would probably release Derek Carr, but I could easily see some trade for Mac Jones and Derek Carr in some way, shape, or form. Because with Josh McDaniels being in Vegas, he would know Carr somewhat, and Jones. Jones would probably do a little bit better
with an actual offensive coordinator.
Matt Patricia calling plays. Yeah.
Well, I think if they do hire Bill O'Brien, that Mac Jones will stick around.
No, that's true. And that'd probably be really good for them.
Yeah, I think that'd be good for him. But, let's be honest real quick. Derek Carr's not the issue in Vegas.
No, absolutely. Derek Carr, at worst, is probably an average quarterback.
Yeah, he was playing better than Dak this year. He literally outperformed him in every single category. But yet, people are saying that Derek Carr is just really crappy as a quarterback. And it's no, this guy goes in and a day out. He's performing to his best abilities. He doesn't have an offensive line.
All he has is Devontae Adams.
He has
a decent run game with Jacobs, but Jacobs and Waller was hurt all year. Was hurt all year. I don't
Derek Carr was 100% not the issue.
And this is Broncos and Charger fans saying Derek Carr is pretty good, by the way. So
Derek Carr can cook. He just needs to have those guys around him. It's like anyone. If you don't have weapons around you, you don't have an offensive line that can protect you, either or, you're not going to do anything. With Tom Brady, where you have Joe Lombardi. But you got to look at Brady, right, in his early stages of his career. He built guys like Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Deion Branch, these guys who were like nobodies, basically. And then all of a sudden, they're some of the best wide receivers, tight ends, running backs in the game because he had a good offensive line. And they built a good offensive line around him, a good rotation of offensive line. I think that's what a lot of coaches these days don't see, and a lot of fans, is that for your offensive line to be good, you have to look at it like it's a soccer game, hockey rotation, whatever you want to call it. But you need good guys who can rotate in there because you can't have the same starting guys in there at all times. They're going to get tired. They're going to get hurt. People are going to upset. People are going to cry.
Look, Cody, we all know what Belichick's formula was for finding wide receivers now.
Yeah.
That's what I say, wide receivers.
Hey, let me just go to my local grocery store.
Hey, random lacrosse player, you want to become a Super Bowl champion?
Amendola?
Wait, your name is Patrick Davis?
Oh.
How tall are you? 5'7"?
You have legs.
Come.
What's your 40 time? 5'2"?
Oh, wow. You've been right in.
Welcome to the Patriots, Sonny.
win 7 Super Bowls.
Basically.
Six. My bad. Brady has 7.
Brady has 7. Brady is him. All right, Jags Chiefs.
I've already talked about that.
I got Jags.
I got the Jaguars.
Jags are hot. Jags can stop anything the Chiefs do.
I just really hate the Chiefs.
Counterpoint to all of you guys, what you want to say?
I just want to know.
Patrick Mahomes.
That
Sucks.
is exactly what I was about to say. Exactly what I want to know. How is the Chiefs, or how is the Jaguars defense going to deal with the Chiefs?
I can easily tell you that. Just like every team who has contained Patrick Mahomes,
Let's hear it.
you need to contain him, have a spy, play a man on McKinnon over the top safety.
Double Kelsey.
Yeah, I will say I
The
think
Chiefs don't have a run game, and the Jaguars have a good run defense. So that's not going to work for the Chiefs. They're not going to be able to. It's going to be kind of like what the Chargers were doing, where they had like 1 yard per carry, and they had more incompletions in the second half than rush attempts. It's going to be very similar in that sense, and I don't think the Jaguars are going to come out nearly as flat as they did, because now they're going to have film of what the Chargers did in the first half. So if the Chiefs try to replicate that, it's not going to work. I think the Jaguars are going to roll in there, and they're going to I think they're going to win. Like, I don't know. I think they match up very well with the Chiefs right now. Right now. That's the key word. Because they're coming in really hot, and they have a ton of film off what was stopping them, which the Chargers stopped doing for whatever reason in the second half. But now they know what to do if that were to happen again. They're not going to come out flat. They're going to come out swinging. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I think the Jags can do it.
now.
I 100% agree with you. So this is going to be a weird take, but do you know what this Jacksonville Jaguars team really reminds me of?
Don't say it.
Last year's Bengals team.
No, that's true.
It's
That's what the Giants kind of remind me of too, though.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's really this Jaguars team. You know, they have this young, upcoming, talented quarterback. They have some pretty good wide receivers. Because I mean, Jamar Chase was cooking last year. Don't get me wrong, and he completely murdered Ramsey in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I mean, I would say the only difference between these two teams is their wide receiver talent. But Christian Kirk has been cooking. Marvin Jones cooking.
Yeah, no, he's been good.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just the way they gotta look at it, too. And the Jaguars went, what was it? They were 3-8, predicted to miss the playoffs, probably gonna have like a top 5 pick, go on a 5-game win streak, and then win it all.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And like I said, they have a run game, which is so important once you get a lead against the Chiefs, because the Chiefs' defense is painfully average, if not borderline bad.
Yep.
They get hot, like they get spurts, they get some turnovers, but I mean, going to overtime in a somewhat high-scoring game against the Texans, like, what is you doing? Like,
But to
like
be fair,
the only
the
reason
Texans
they
were
won
kinda
that. I mean, I guess, but if you're the big bad Chiefs, they shouldn't be.
The Chiefs aren't.
Even
big
if they're
and
the
bad.
Texans.
Andy Reid is big and bad, and that's the point I want to make. I think you can talk all this talk, but I think Andy Reid is one of the greatest offensive coaches
that's
of our
undebatable.
maybe not even our generation, maybe of all time. And I think he's gonna have a package to cook something up. I feel like bro's grilling some burgers. His
I would
style.
easily say Andy Reid is one of, if not the greatest offensive coach of all time. I think he is uberly creative, but that's also slightly his downfall because his defenses have never been too great. They've been there's been some good ones that can get to the quarterback, but ever since Matthew left, they've just been kind of there. I don't know. The offense has been carrying them tremendously. I'm excited to see what playoff them will look like without Tyreek Hill, because it's a completely different sport in the playoffs. It's not the same thing.
It will be interesting.
So I'm excited to see that, but Hartman's pretty close to Hill, though.
I was gonna say he's
I'm
like
gonna be honest.
not a 1-to-1, but like if you were to say
Hardman is out for this game coming up, by the way.
Oh yeah,
no,
I have Jags. Yeah, I know. I have Jags.
I see. The problem is I really want a Niners Chiefs rematch just to see the Niners get their revenge for.
I would hate to see that. What I want the
love it.
most is Jags Giants. That would be so beautiful.
That would be.
Jags,
I mean,
Giants.
like for teams
The
that haven't
script
gone,
says otherwise.
That would be very nice to see two like underdog team. No, not underdogs anymore, but former underdog. Like last year, if you told me Giants and Jags had a chance to go to the Super Bowl, I really would have laughed you out of the room. I would have absolutely told you to leave.
anybody with a brain would have.
I agree, but I really do want to see the Niners get revenge for that, for the Garoppolo game.
I do agree. It'd be nice to see a game where Nick Bosa isn't getting no-called holding for an entire game.
And the Niners actually have a quarterback. Brock Purdy is him.
That too. That's another interesting convo. What do you think they do with Trey Lance?
Trey Lance will be the starter next year.
No,
Trey Lance is a starter.
No.
This is straight. No, hold on. Let me cook here.
Yes.
Let me cook here. You got to think of, from the Niners' perspective, they are in the perfect golden situation of quarterback just love. So they have their first round pick from 2021, right? On the bench,
No.
injured. Are you sure?
I think you're talking about this year. I was gonna say no. Broncos have their pick right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Trey Lance, May 9th birthday. Love the guy. Anyway, by the way, I'm a Trey Lance dick rider. Before I say this, slightly.
Lance is gone. I'll say it.
He's not. Here's what's going to happen. The Chiefs.
Who's the starter the
The
next
Niners
year?
are going to start him next year. The Niners are going to start him next year, and here's why.
Purdy's not the starter, bro.
It's Trey Lance's team. I promise you. Next year.
No.
To start.
Yes.
If he has a putrid start,
This is crazy.
If he has a putrid start,
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
listen. If Trey Lance, they just
I
spent a
don't
first
want
round
to.
pickup. They're gonna start him.
I
They're
don't
gonna
know.
see.
They don't. Who cares
let me
about they
cook.
spent
Let
the
me
first
cook.
round
Let me
pick?
cook. Let me cook. They're gonna see what they have in Trey Lance. That we know what they might have in Brock Purdy. They want to see what they have in Trey Lance before they even dare move him. Listen, if Trey Lance comes out and is an omega flop bust, he's gone. It's Brock Purdy's
Who
team.
do they have in Purdy? They have Tom Brady's arm with Herbert's legs. What the
Oh
fuck
my
are you
God,
talking
bro!
about?
Bro's played like 2 games.
Jayden. Trey Lance struggled versus the Chicago Bears defense, one of the worst in the league this year. He
His
fucking
first
like.
start in a fucking hurricane.
For real,
It doesn't
bro, what
matter.
are you
It
talking
doesn't
about?
matter.
It does
Look
matter.
good at all.
It definitely
And
does
he also
matter.
struggled versus the Seahawks.
Insane.
That's great.
There's
That's
no
great.
chance. I would bet my life that Purdy is the starter.
I don't think you understand the draft
Especially
capital.
when
Lance has only
He's not.
played 4 games.
No, I don't think you understand the draft capital the 49ers would get for trading Trey Lance.
Right. They would get so much back, and you only use the 7th on Purdy, you would be getting so much back. It would be, and Purdy looks NFL ready. If there's no shot Purdy isn't the starter, especially if they win this game. If they win this game, it's cemented. Like, there's not even a discussion. If they lose, and if he plays bad against the Cowboys, I'll be open to it. But there's just no chance.
Here's the
There's
problem.
not
Yeah, that's right.
Here is the
Because the
absolute
Cowboys
problem.
have one of the best defenses in the league right now. So if Brock Purdy can use those weapons around him to tear up this Cowboys defense, yeah, he's going to be the starter. 49ers will trade Trey Lance. He will not be on the team. They are going to get so much capital for him. It's not even funny. You got to look at these QB needed teams.
And I promise you,
On
none
the
of them
other
want
hand,
a
though,
guy. Listen,
Trey Lance
this
has
is
played
Trey
4
Lance's team.
games.
This is Trey Lance's team. This is ridiculous to absolutely insinuate that this is Brock Purdy's team in the slightest. If anybody that is played college football, anybody that has played college football could 100. Jimmy Garoppolo looked good this year under Kyle Shanahan.
He struggled. He struggled versus.
Are you talking about the Jimmy Garoppolo that
goodness.
lost to the Broncos
This is
and the Broncos only put up like
stupid.
11 points?
Yep. That Jimmy G. That Jimmy G is what he's talking about.
That was early in the season.
Is not the answer. He's okay. You're talking about the same Garoppolo that almost lost to a Chargers team with no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, no Derwin James, no Corey Linsley. No. Jimmy Garoppolo looked horrible this season. That offense was average until Purdy came in, and now all of a sudden they're elite. All anybody was talking about with the Niners was how good their defense was, but now all of a sudden their offense is just as good. The Seahawks are a good team. They dismantled them in the second half.
Jimmy Garoppolo will be a Falcon.
So disingenuous.
Jimmy Garoppolo will be a Falcon.
It's so bad. Trey Lance.
He's gone.
He's not gone. He played 3 games.
Gone.
He was a rookie.
You can sign it.
No,
Oh
I
my
promise
God.
you. This is Trey
You can
Lance's
print
team.
it.
I promise you. And here's why. Because if Trey Lance is mediocre, is bad, and they think they have something in Purdy next year, then it's Purdy's
And
team.
then you ruin
But it's
Purdy's
not.
confidence. No, you don't do that.
Why is this
This is
even a
Trey Lance's
discussion
team, man.
right now?
This is
It's not Trey Lance. It's not Trey Lance's
It's
team.
Trey Lance's
Because
team.
guess what?
I
Put him
promise
down.
you it's Trey
Already?
Lance's team.
All right. So look, if if Trey Lance does struggle next year, then Trey Lance's value drops. And it's gonna shoot down.
Okay, but listen.
And then you wasted
what
that
I mean,
first.
And then you can't get anything out of him.
Right, and then you hurt Purdy's confidence. So now he's going to come in, and maybe he won't even be the same after that.
And then you go ahead and mess up 2 quarterbacks right there. Now, Trey Lance doesn't have any value to him, and Brock Purdy doesn't have the confidence to play for you anymore. Then you got fucking Jimmy G over here 2.0. That's what's going to end up happening if they don't trade Trey Lance. It's going to mess up Purdy, and it's going to ruin Trey Lance's confidence as well. Both of them are just going to be sad and depressed like 2 college girls.
There's no shot they don't.
This is
That's
Trey Lance's
insane, Jayden. We'll put a bet on it. Don't worry. We'll put
End
a
of
bet on it.
discussion.
This discussion
Trey
right now
Lance's
is
team.
fucking crazy.
It's crazy. The Niners are not gonna. I don't care how good he looks right now. Anybody can look good in a Kyle Shanahan offense with his weapons when they've only played 3 games. I hate to say it. I hate to say it.
No.
Hey, do you know who didn't look good in his? Do you know who didn't look good in his offense?
You mean on his first
Johnny
game?
Manziel. Johnny Manziel.
Bro.
Johnny Manziel also didn't care about football.
For real, bro was a druggie and a partier. He didn't care.
Bro's name was Johnny Football.
That's insane. This is going to be a clip, and we'll see what 49ers fans have to say in the comments.
We will.
Because
I'm telling you, as a Trey Lance dick rider, this is Trey Lance's team.
Purdy is 100% the starter next season.
I disagree so much.
Fully guarantee it.
I promise
you. Purdy is also a fan favorite, too. I mean, I've seen more people, love Purdy than they do Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well,
a lot of people don't trust Trey Lance.
Well, wow, Mr. Irrelevant's doing good? Wow, what a hard story to sell.
No, not good, elite. He's been elite. He has. He's had insane.
His production's been elite, but I want to say he is specifically is elite.
Have you seen the film?
I'm saying he's been
Have you seen some
elite.
of the throws? I'm saying, I guarantee you some of the throws I've seen this guy make are bailed out by his wide receiving talent. I promise you. Look at the film.
You're an idiot.
He didn't have Debo
You're an
Samuel
idiot.
almost the entire time he started.
I'm talking about in the playoffs. I'm talking about in the playoffs. I'm talking about.
And yes, in the playoffs, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think that he wasn't
Tanner,
good last game.
Did you watch the film last
No. Don't talk about Tanner. No. Because Tanner doesn't know shit either.
Yes, he does.
No. Fucking Brandon Ayuk dropped a wide open touchdown when he go ahead and broke 8 guys' ankles back there in the backfield. He was looking like prime Cam Newton.
Did you see the throw where he put one of his wide receivers in the
hospital? It was horrible. It was the worst pass I've ever seen someone make in a playoff game. It was trash. This is not Brock Purdy's team. End of discussion and go next. What are we on?
What was the final score against a Hall of Fame coach?
Cope. Jaden's coping.
End of discussion.
Jaden's bad.
Jayden, can you tell me what the final score was against a Hall of Fame coach?
What game?
49ers.
Anyone can say that.
49ers Seahawks?
Right. What was the final score against a Hall of Fame coach?
Anyone can mention that, bro.
And a good defense?
Yeah, anyone can mention that. I can pull up a blowout loss for the Patriots and say, oh, look at this team that blew out Bill Belichick.
Seahawks are a much better team than the Patriots.
So I mean, if you think that Geno Smith was going to lead the Seahawks anywhere in the playoffs, then you are just...
Think he could have.
No, he couldn't.
Seahawks are still slightly rebuilding.
I really do think it's crazy that Jayden was just dick sucking the 49ers defense, and now he's like, but they played Geno Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, no, I'm saying Geno Smith.
No, you just contradicted yourself.
How? I'm saying the 49ers defense were going to absolutely pummel the fuck out of Geno Smith, and they did.
You did not say that.
No, what do you mean I didn't say that?
I just want to make that clear.
I said they're playing Geno Smith. Of course they weren't going to fucking win. Geno Smith was not going to beat the 49ers defense. That's exactly what I just said.
I think here's another one. I think the Seahawks sticking with Geno Smith for next year is very smart.
I agree with that.
He looked good. I think he looked good. You're not really going to find anything better immediately in the draft.
I agree.
You're not going to find anything better in free agency. I think he looked great.
I got a great point.
Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's not going to go to Seattle.
I have a great point, actually, right here, about the Trey Lance debate. Did Trey Lance have Christian McCaffrey? End of discussion.
No, he had the Rookie of the Year running back who's almost nearly
exactly.
As good this
and who does? I mean, so you're telling me that if Trey Lance didn't have both of them, he wouldn't have probably looked better because, one of the greatest receiving backs in football.
He didn't have Mitchell for a good portion of the season. I just want to make that clear.
So, but does he have him right now?
Suck a dick. They don't use him. Yeah.
Do they have him?
But they'll use him once in a blue moon.
But do they have him? Is he available?
It's not the answer.
You're just wrong, Jay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, you gotta stop coping.
It's kind of insane.
It's Trey Lance's team. Sorry to say it.
Yeah,
it's not.
You don't draft a guy. I don't care what happens. Okay, Tom Brady's a once in a lifetime thing. Tom Brady's never gonna. Okay. You know what? Here, I'll make you a bet. If somehow Brock Purdy is starting next year, I guarantee he'll be benched by week 4.
No.
put it in
That's
right
just
now.
completely
He is
wrong.
going to look absolutely horrendous next year once people get it.
No.
And this happens every time.
He's been playing several. You act like he just started starting.
No, I
It's
mean, he's been playing for a couple
month
weeks,
now.
but I mean, like, let me look here. Who's he played?
Who's he played? It doesn't
Arizona?
matter. It's NFL teams.
Arizona? Bruh, come on.
That's a decent defense.
No.
That's
Arizona has one of the better defenses in the
Arizona's
league.
problem was their offense.
This shows you how much Jayden knows about football, by the way.
Hold on. I mean, yeah, he's
At least
Purdy.
about
It's a W.
Purdy.
Good for him.
Dude.
I appreciate him. I can appreciate
All right.
that. But
So he's played the Raiders.
I mean, when your defense
Cardinals,
gives you when your defense
Seahawks.
gets you three interceptions, right? When your defense gets you 3 interceptions, of course you're gonna look better.
So much though.
What does his
What does it have
defense
to do
doing
with
good?
What do you mean? What
Chargers have
do you
5
mean? What does
turnovers
the
and
defense
lost.
doing good have to do with how the
Still-
offense plays? More
The
possessions
Chargers
equals
had
more
5
scores.
turnovers and still lost. You
Yeah,
still
but
have
that's
to
because you
finish
don't have
the
a.
job.
That's because your offensive coordinator has a hole in his brain.
Right. I agree, but as I'm
Dude,
you
I'm
still
losing
have to
brain
finish the
cells
job.
every second this conversation
I agree.
keeps
Let's just
going
move
on.
on, man. We've been
All right,
on
ready?
way-
This is who Brock Purdy has played and won
Purdy,
against.
shut the fuck up!
It's over.
The
The
Dolphins,
We've been
Dolphins,
discussing this for 20 minutes.
Buccaneers, Seahawks, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals, and then they just beat the Seahawks again.
Most of those are pretty decent
I'm
defenses.
yeah,
And
I'm
they're
going
defense-
to-
49ers
I'm
fans
just gonna
say because
I'm
this
gonna
is
leave
insane.
at this point. It's
For
like,
real, it's over. Who
like
cares?
that's bad take.
No.
Discussion over.
Brock
Next
Purdy
game.
is a good backup.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We know. So me and Tanner are Team Lance. You two are Team Purdy. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right.
Yeah, you guys are pretty stupid, honestly.
All right. Super Bowl predictions, fellas.
I had to. I had to.
What are we thinking?
I'm going on a limb more so what I want. I'm going Jags Giants. I just want it. That'd be so entertaining, so fun, so
It would
new.
be.
It'd be
Valid.
fresh.
It's valid.
It just if we get Chiefs Niners, I'm gonna cut my dick off and put it on the black market.
Let me
Pause.
let me give a pretty like
Resume.
a pretty mild take, but I feel like this would be a good one. If we get Bills Eagles, I would be happy.
No, it'd be entertaining. It'd be entertaining.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bills,
Yeah,
Eagles,
a
but
little.
I mean, in my heart, I want Niners. I really want Niners Chiefs.
No,
I, really
I
do. I want it so bad.
Nah.
I'm
dissect
got
my
the-
I am
testicles.
thirsting for it.
I've got the Niners Bengals.
I want Niners to put 60 on that defense.
I
That's
don't want
not-
to see the Chiefs or Bengals in the Super Bowl. If I see either of them in, I will literally dissect my testicles live on stream.
Oh, bad.
It's either going to be the Bengals or Jaguars who's going to represent the AFC, and then the 49ers are going to represent the NFC.
I think either the Jags, Chiefs, or Bills or Bengals are going to represent the AFC. That's my take. One of those four teams is going to represent the AFC this year.
Oh man, that's man. You're only narrowing down to those 4. Out
Yeah,
of
those
16?
four. I feel like they have a chance. They have a shot.
Yeah.
I honestly think that you should put the Broncos on there.
No,
Yeah.
end of discussion. Goodbye.
Russ is cooking. At home first, kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, shit. If you want to start wrapping it up, we can go ahead and hit our first.
Having it up.
Oh, wait, we got to
yeah.
talk about the
Ooh,
coach
no,
carousel, and
we
we still got to
got-
talk about Lamar,
Oh, that's
Brady,
true.
and
We got some things
Rodgers.
to talk
We can talk
about.
about
We
the
took a lot
coaches.
of time with that pointless discussion that was going around in circles for 20 minutes, but that's okay. Coaching carousel. Where do we think the big hot button name we all know is Sean Payton? I got him going to the Texans.
What?
I think he's probably going to Texans as well.
Thank you. All right.
What?
All right, let's have a debate because I know Tanner
I don't
and Cody
think he
both wanted to
wants
go.
Yeah,
to the
he's already came out and said it's basically Broncos or bust.
Yeah, he already said that he's like, yeah, I want to
Everything-
work with Russ. I want to help build that offense up again. This is that, and the Broncos are like, yeah, we're gonna pay whatever it takes for it.
He had the interview and admitted to Colin Cowherd like this team is very dysfunctional, and they don't. I don't think they're going to trade for him at all.
Right.
It's Sean Payton going to the Broncos.
Did
in
you not see
discussion.
the Texans report today?
No, I didn't even
What
know
was
he
it?
interviewed with the
The
Texans.
Texans are
Yep.
favored
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
No, they're not.
At this current point in time, they are.
No, they're not.
Alright.
I know they're
This
not.
current second.
I
The Texans are, in
I
fact,
promise
favored.
you, like a Hall of Fame head coach
You can stop
being
stuttering.
able to come in to a team that didn't look bad last year. That's what you got to remember.
Texans'
The
record
Texans,
does not show what they
their
really
record
are, to be
is
honest.
way worse than how they actually played as a unit.
They play a lot of tough teams, and that's with Mills playing like absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm just looking at everything right now. Where does it say that Texans are?
Yeah, I'm looking that up too. I haven't
Because
seen
I
one.
don't see it at all, and my job is to cover the Broncos.
I just saw it several times a day on.
Because they're
Multiple
literally the only
resources.
thing I've seen today.
I saw
like,
he did an
outside of-
interview with.
Yeah.
They only did an interview today. That's it, and it was like an hour, not even. Because right now, the favorites are between the Panthers and Broncos, and the Saints aren't treating Sean Payton to a division rival.
Oh yeah, and I don't think they will either. I don't know. I'm honestly, as a AFC West enthusiast, I am praying he goes to the Broncos because that means Joe Lombardi will as well. So
That doesn't mean that. But
Yeah, where
okay.
I want to see the
Kinda.
correlation with Joe Lombardi and Sean Payton. Why would
they
he
worked
go where he
together
goes?
for 12 years.
All right, that was
That doesn't mean
before.
that doesn't mean it.
He's going. I'm sorry. It just will. And it would make me very happy. I don't know what other. I mean, Harbaugh's staying at Michigan.
Yep.
That's for
That was-
sure.
Who is that guy from Stanford? I forgot his name.
Dean
Oh.
Shaw or something like that.
Yeah, I know he was a candidate for our offensive coordinator position if Harbaugh came because they worked together at Stanford. But I've been hearing names of Bevel, the quarterbacks coach and passing coordinator for the Dolphins. I think everyone knows who he is.
Yeah. As a head coach?
No, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
There's been words around that about him coming in as an offensive coordinator for Denver, and then the rumor is speculating if we do get Sean Payton, is Vic Fangio's coming back as a defensive coordinator, which honestly I don't hate. I do not hate that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not my other-
Because Evero's going to get a job somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
What are
David
the
Shaw.
vacancies?
Because I think Evero will be the head coach in Houston.
It could even be Panthers, too.
Forget what's Panther. It's Panthers, Broncos, Texans. Is there another one?
Cardinals.
No.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I
That's
mean,
it though, right?
Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of Texas or Broncos. I think realistically is what I'm in my mind. I think that's what
He said some nice things about the Cardinals too, though. I don't know if they interviewed though yet.
Well,
As,
I mean,
like,
they've all said
from what
about
all
this
of I've been
as
seeing, like through the media and whatnot,
and the
and
Colts.
reports,
and the
it's
Colts.
basically Broncos are essentially a lock to get not Sean Payton right now.
These are noted Bronco fans, by the way, everybody. So,
Yeah, just so the
But,
biases are clear. Just so the biases.
but yeah,
Well, I
Also,
mean, there's
one of
going
them
to be
is also-
reports where
Also employed to cover them.
You know, like reports are great and all, but I mean, like.
I mean, Russell Wilson's literally talking to him. Sean Payton's literally saying it live. But yeah, these are just reports, by the way.
Yeah.
This is actually a guy who is obsessed with baseball. Literally has a baseball bat up his ass, and then Chargers fan. So
Yeah, literally. Also, yeah, a name to look out for. I think the new Bucks offensive coordinator will be Todd Monken. Hate to say it. Georgia OC
they,
coming over.
they need
coming in.
anybody other than Brian Leftwich.
Literally anybody but Brian
Buccaneers
Leftwich.
offensive
Hey,
coordinator.
Buccaneers, listen. I know I might not be qualified, but I guarantee I won't call halfback dive with Leonard Fournette 3 times.
Why not?
You know why not? When you want to win football games, you don't win them by getting stuffed at the line 3 times in a row, thinking it's gonna fix itself eventually. Because Leonard Fournette.
that's just coping.
Yes, that is the whole point. That's why I wanted him fired, because he makes me
Yeah,
cope.
you
I don't
better-
like him. I wanted him gone, and he's gone. I'm a happy person.
Yeah, that's true.
I want.
I don't know, for the Chargers, I guess specifically, I want he might be a head coach somewhere, but I want Frank Reich back, offensive
That's valid.
coordinator.
Oh, I love Frank Reich. He did not deserve what happened to him in Indy. Like,
Right,
he did
I
not
think
deserve to get fired.
If you give him Herbert,
I mean,
I
he
would
did kind of ruin
agree.
the offensive line. All those
I
quarterbacks
think
that he
the
brought
offensive
in was
line-
also his decisions.
I think the offensive line shit itself. The offensive line was completely fine several years past.
Listen,
It
Yeah,
was
but then
literally
he
just
started
the same-
moving,
it's the
moving
same
guys out
offensive
of
line.
position.
the downfall.
No.
He started to move guys outside of position. He let several of them walk in free agency. He didn't bring them back.
Offensive line, no, he paid almost all of them. They had the highest paid offensive line in the NFL.
And the only reason why they moved them
80%
around was
guys
because of
Quentin
injuries.
Nelson.
Right.
No, it's not on. Oh my
It's-
goodness! Holy cow!
It's not. I don't think the offensive line is on Frank Reich. They were completely fine a year before.
And you act like there's no GMs that were helping him or
Right.
offensive lineman coach who like, yeah, we like this guy, or
Yeah.
there wasn't a draft that just happened or anything. You know,
That's not on
But
him.
yeah, it's all on Frank Reich.
When he had Phil Rivers, that offense was fantastic that season. Then he had Carson Wentz, and then he had 70-year-old Matt Ryan. That offense
Who wasn't his decision to bring in, by the way.
right. That offense is not on Frank
I thought,
Reich. If
I thought they said
get him,
they said Matt Ryan was his decision.
and he has Herbert,
Was not.
I think that would be very beautiful. I would very much cream myself, but
No, Chris
it's not
Ballard.
going to happen. He'll
Chris
he'll
Ballard's
probably
gonna
get
be
a head
gone.
coach somewhere.
Yeah, I see. I wanted Frank Reich in Denver until Sean Payton came into the conversation.
Yeah.
Just because I love Frank Reich that much. He is an offensive mastermind. He knows how to use a quarterback. It's just Nick Foles is not good unless he's playing for the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yep.
Matt Ryan isn't 32 anymore.
Yep.
Carson
No,
Wentz is it's Carson Wentz, you know.
It's Carson Wentz post ACL tear. He was great
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. It's post ACL tear. So
Yeah. And then I think the last one we wanted to hit was Lamar, right?
Lamar, Brady, any key free agents this season?
Lamar
Rodgers-
staying in Baltimore.
Rodgers
Lamar.
staying on the Packers. That's
If he doesn't retire.
Yeah, Rodgers.
gonna
I don't think
retire.
Rodgers is leaving. I think Brady is already retired over in Las Vegas. He's taking the high road there. Lamar, I would not be surprised if he was not in a Baltimore uniform next year.
No, he's staying in Baltimore.
I
They
think he's
already
staying
said
in
it.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be
they
kinda
said
shocked.
it, but
He's
they
if
got
they
the
put him, okay,
money.
if they put him on a tag, he's gone next year. Just delaying the inevitable. But
They're not going to tag him. They're working on a contract with him.
Yeah,
Like
and
I
he's
would
tagged
never.
2
I'm
years
just
in a
saying
row.
personally, I would never want to be a quarterback for a coach that would put my backup in a playoff game in a situation, and then just absolutely ridicule the shit out of him after the game and say it was his fault. That's kind of insane. I think.
yeah, the offensive coordinator is gone. They literally said that Lamar is
Yeah.
going to help choose the next offensive coordinator
That was the OSA.
once they sign the contract.
Uh,
Yeah. And, I mean, Lamar Jackson's ACL was blown to pieces. I mean, Robert Griffin even said, like, dude, this playoff game is not worth your entire career. You're about to go make bank. Don't ruin it.
Yeah. No, I don't think Lamar should have played. No.
Yeah,
If he had
not
if he
at
had
all.
a guaranteed contract already, sure.
yeah,
But
not
no,
now.
not without that. But I do think he stays in Baltimore.
Yeah, he's staying in Baltimore. He's not going anywhere. I think it would be actually really smart if they drafted him a wide receiver.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Did anything.
I wouldn't be
for-
surprised if
for
he
St.
ended
Louis.
up out of Baltimore, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he just ended up staying.
I'd be extremely surprised if he's not in
I'd
Baltimore.
be kind of surprised. You don't let go of franchise quarterbacks just like they're nothing when you don't come to a deal. You pay them what they want.
Yeah, that's not a wide receiver, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a
You
running
just
back.
do. It's who you mold your offense around. If you were to leave, then they have to completely rechange anything because you're not going to find another Lamar in the draft. Like your offensive scheme would have to be completely redone from the absolute bottom up.
Speaking about free agents, where do you guys think Tony Pollard's going to go?
He's a free agent. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
he's
if you're
going
a
to be
Chargers
one of the
fan,
big names.
You should be begging. You should be at his doorstep right now, sucking his cock.
Yeah, no, that is true, but we don't have the cap space for that.
Yeah.
Find it.
I can
Find
I
it.
can see him in Miami, to be honest. I feel like Miami's always that team who picks up like random running backs. Like Jeff Wilson's a free agent. Mosert's going to be a free agent. Wait, I
Yeah.
got to check on that.
I
The
feel like
first one.
it's gonna be like the Bills or Chiefs. That they kind of needed a running back to get their
Yeah,
offense
that
over
too.
the hurdle to expand the playbook even more. But I
Well,
think the Chiefs
that's-
could be fine with Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, they got Pacheco and McKinnon.
Yeah,
Because McKinnon's been cooking in the pass game.
like Devin.
It's like that's all
Singletary.
Mahomes does now.
I could see Devin Singletary being traded, them signing Tony Pollard and making James Cook the RB2 for that team.
No, I think James Cook's the future of that team. They're like 100%. I
Yeah,
could
he definitely- I
not
think he
see him
is,
going
but-
anywhere else. I mean, you gotta look at notable running backs who are going to be free agents. Yeah, Saquon, he's probably going to stay as a Giant. Kareem Hunt
Yeah,
Hunt is a free agent. Holy cow, I did not know that.
Well, they barely play him anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll be a great kicker on any team.
Yep.
I wonder where Kareem would go though.
Well, I'll take him on the Chargers.
Yeah.
We need an actual running back. Eckler is not a running back. He's a receiving back. Those
Yes.
are two completely different positions.
No, I mean, I like Eckler. I really do. But
He's
I
just
just
not every down guy, though.
yeah. Josh Jacobs is also a pending free agent, and he will not return to Las Vegas. I'm willing to bet my life on it. Because he's tired about what's happened to the organization.
That is true. I've heard him say a lot of.
Like he hates the Raiders.
He said a lot of poop about the Raiders.
Yeah, for nice use
I
of
think he
words.
liked Carr too.
No, he loved Carr. I mean, if the Colts want to go all in on one season, you go ahead and get Derek Carr. You sign Josh Jacobs so you can have Taylor and Jacobs. No, I was saying like you can have a two-headed monster in Taylor and Jacobs.
That's true.
So you can never have too many running backs. Miles Sanders is a pending free agent.
Dang, a lot of running backs.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of good ones.
Good time to be a running back needy team, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Devin Singletary is a free agent.
We need a big guy, so I would take any of those names.
James Robinson
Happily.
is also a free agent.
Okay.
See, Robinson was good, but he's slow.
So, Neil, I heard you had some stuff for us, huh?
Oh yeah, this is my segment, my personal segment. We haven't come up with all of them yet, but basically we're gonna run through all of these at the end of every episode. We're gonna all have our own. We're gonna have a soundboard button for it eventually. We don't right now though, sadly. Mine is I spit 3 takes that are probably atrocious, but they're entertaining. Number 1. Patrick Mahomes is the most replaceable franchise quarterback in the NFL.
All right, let him cook.
I want to hear arguments.
No,
I have no reason.
You want to do it one at a time? Okay. You, sir, have no brain cells, no eyeballs, no hands, no feet.
Why?
No ears. Why?
I want to hear why.
Okay, if you think that Patrick Mahomes is the most replaceable quarterback in the league, you think that nobody else can do...
Franchise quarterback.
Okay, franchise quarterback. My bad.
Oh
I mean,
God.
it's so... I mean, listen, okay. I do agree with you that, like, if you put Joe Burrow or, like, Josh Allen with Andy Reid, the production is similar, but I think Mahomes has that it factor. He's got that dog in him.
Why?
What do you mean the dog in him, though?
He got that dog in him. That's all I gotta say.
Can you explain that?
No, one of you guys got it.
No, like why? He absolutely is the most replaceable franchise quarterback. Anybody with Andy Reid would
I mean,
be
I hate to say it.
elite.
I've never seen Josh Allen make a throw with his body vertical to the ground.
Oh my God, an incomplete pass. Nobody cares about an incomplete pass in a Super Bowl. It should have been intercepted. Also, it shouldn't have even been close to being caught. Should have been picked.
Dude, oh my God. Fuck, I already hate this segment, bro. I already hate this segment.
I hate football IQ. He does not have good football IQ. That is all Andy Reid in his brain. He doesn't know. He led the league 3 years in a row and dropped interceptions. Yes, that's a real stat. Dropped interceptions. Not wide receiver tipped it to him and they should have caught it. Legitimate drops. Okay, the only thing the Chiefs offense does is they run what used to be Hill, now it's Hartman, over the top. Then they have the greatest tight end in NFL history run under. So all you can do is you have to guard the top. If you guard the top, then guess what? The greatest tight end in NFL history is going to be wide open. You guard the greatest tight end in NFL history underneath, they just throw it over the top because he has great arm strength. He does. So all they have to do is flick it over the top, and then they beat you that way. So you have to pick one or the other, and you have to just guess correctly. And even if you guess correctly, it doesn't matter because they'll do it on the same play. Any quarterback could do that. Any of them. Any quarterback in the NFL right now would be just as good as him in the Chiefs system right now. 100%.
Baker Mayfield?
Yep. Would be better. 100%.
I'm out.
Are you kidding me? No.
Well,
Baker Mayfield has fantastic arm strength. Baker Mayfield has never had a team that loves him. If Baker Mayfield had Andy Reid, bro... Baker Mayfield would be easily top 3. He'd be in the top 3 discussion.
That is quite the take. What's your? All right, me and Cody already know where you're going with this, but I mean,
well, Tanner's not even going to get to hear my number 2. Number 2, Russell Wilson will look like his former self next season.
Hey, I like that one.
I think he will. I think he will with an offensive coordinator or a coach that actually. Now, on the Ham side, I think the defense will take a step back because it's going to be a different coach. I don't think they'll be bad, but I think the Broncos will probably be a playoff team next season. But I think Russell Wilson will look a lot closer to his former self than he did this year. I just think something was wrong this year. I don't know if it was Hackett. Even if Hackett stayed, I think Wilson would still look a lot better next year.
You know, I highly agree with you on that, not just because I'm a Broncos fan, but those last weeks that he was playing, where we changed. Yeah, he was doing his moon balls. He was making those throws that he makes. He wasn't making stupid decisions. Like, I wouldn't even say it was... What was it? Like, the offensive line was protecting him more. It was that he was moving around more. So he had more time to throw like he was his old self.
Yeah, that's my second one. I think...
I
don't
got a
know.
question about that, actually. So, if you think the Broncos are going to be a playoff team next year, who do they replace on this AFC ticket?
Dolphins.
Take 3! The Chiefs will be no higher than a 7th seed in 2023.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Hey, way to roll it into the next one. I think that is a putrid dog shit take. I think as long as you have a quarterback that can execute an Andy Reid system, and Andy Reid at the helm,
Chiefs have no cap.
They will
the Chiefs
win.
are losing several pieces on the defensive side of the football. Patrick Mahomes is getting more found out year by year. The offense has been less productive. No, you don't hear it every year. He's only been in the league for a couple.
Wait, Patrick Mahomes had second most touchdowns and his
right.
First,
and
his
how
most
many
yards
close games against bad teams? I don't care about stats. I care about wins. They narrowly escaped so many teams with scores that were like 24-21.
Yeah, wins are a team
I agree
stat.
with that 100%. But still, that offense as a whole is getting found out more. Not just Patrick Mahomes, but the offense is starting. Everybody's starting to catch up a little bit. The NFL is changing. They're not. That offense did 100% change the game, but now everybody's starting to catch up with them. That defense is going to be dog water next
I mean, that's
year.
pre-free agency. You have no idea what they're going to do. We can't really speculate on what their defense is going to look like next year without actually.
They have
knowing
no
who's
cap.
playing defense. Nobody has any cap. Then all of a sudden, some dude in the GM's office sucks somebody's dick, and they have $30 million somehow. Happens every year.
True.
Happens every year.
Teams have cap.
No, teams do. I'm saying,
100%.
but these teams
after the Super Bowl, we'll do our free agency podcast.
Yeah. But I'm saying the Saints, like, I'm pretty sure for like 6 years in a row, they were like some 20, 30 million, whatever, under the cap and over the cap, and then every year somehow they're signing free agents.
Cody, I'd like your thoughts.
Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a free agent. I don't know if they'll re-sign him because Andy Reid just looks at wide receivers as...
That's true.
Like, he just goes through them. They'll find whoever off the street, and then it's like, yeah, you're a new wide receiver now. And Juju Smith didn't look so good in Kansas City this year, I'm not even going to lie. Not only was he, like, hurt for a good portion of it...
What?
No, what?
He looked great when he was healthy.
Are we watching the same Chiefs?
Yeah, when he was healthy, he looked great.
I don't know. I do not think he played good. I mean, you look at it statistically, you look at his Pro Football Focus score, you just... I don't know. Besides for, like, he had one touchdown, too. But, I mean, I really don't care about what he did at the touchdown. Yeah, he was also hurt a lot. But it's just something that you gotta look at. I don't know if Andy Reid does keep him around. I don't see Andy Reid doing that, keeping him. I can see them possibly even go on a wide receiver in the draft.
No, I agree with that.
You know, because this is such a heavy draft class for wide receivers.
Yeah.
And I can see that. If they don't do that well this year, if they fail against the Bengals, they fail against the Jaguars, they fail in the AFC Championship, I can see them going out there and drafting a wide receiver. Because they don't have that many needs on the offensive side of the ball. But the way that you see Andy Reid is, like, if I can beat you on offense, I don't have to worry about defense.
No, that is true. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to catch up with them eventually. I feel like next year is the year where the defense finally isn't good enough. Like,
I
don't know. Their defense is getting out there, dude.
It wasn't good this year.
Well, I mean, this year, but you still have these rookies who they're going to be pretty good next year. You got Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, just two guys right there. Nick Bolton, he's going to be up there.
Several, though. They're losing a lot on the interior defensive line, and then some linebackers they're losing as well. I just feel like their running defense, at least, their secondary might be okay, but the run defense is going to be putrid.
I don't know. I think the Chiefs are still going to be one of the better teams in the NFL just because of their offense. Literally, just because of their offense, they can compete versus anyone. But if that defense can step up, then they still have a lot of young guys.
100%.
Yeah, Andy Reid is an amazing coach.
Ooh,
and then you got Spagnuolo too, who knows what he's doing. You know, he ain't stupid. He definitely not a stupid coach.
Hey, actually, no. Great point here. I didn't even think about this. Orlando Brown is a free agent.
Yep.
That's kind of big.
Yeah, they're probably going to re-sign him.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
You can't
Unless he walks.
He might. If he can get a bag somewhere else, I don't know why he wouldn't.
See, I'm praying that Mike McGlinchey walks. If he walks, Denver needs to sign him. We haven't had a right tackle since who? Orlando Franklin?
Yeah.
Like, that was the last time that we had a good right tackle. Sad. Because, yeah, it was Ryan Clady and Orlando Franklin. That was the last time the Broncos had a good right tackle. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, see that happen.
I think that will just about wrap us up here. Episode 1 of the first football podcast from NPC Entertainment. I've been Neil. I have Jayden and Cody with me. We had a casualty today, but it is what it is. The hot takes were a little too hot. My cock is throbbing. Cody, give us a random player in NFL history.
Alrighty, and your random football player of all time is former Colts wide receiver Anthony Gonzalez. He was drafted in 2007 by the Indianapolis Colts from the Ohio State University, where Anthony Gonzalez is now a congressman for the state of Ohio.
Personally, Madden 08 legend, Anthony Gonzalez. That'll be it for us. We'll see you next week sometime. Thanks for checking us out. Peace.
Quality.